It is? It's working? It's okay. It's working though, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, hi everyone. Welcome to Sunday night Cats Creations while we are working through a couple issues that we had with, can never figure out if it's a Facebook issue or if it's a app issue. So, nonetheless, we're here. I'm super excited to show you how to make a Santa hat. So, the dilemma this year is going to be that Dollar Tree has not come out with this witch hat, which has been their standard for 4 years now. And this is what's required to make the Santa hat wreath. Now, I don't know if it's just because it's sitting in container ships waiting to be offloaded into delivery trucks to get to the store, and that's why they've pulled it from the website. I don't know. It's a possibility that they may not be coming back. What we have seen is that things are getting smaller, designs are changing, prices are staying consistent. So if you can find the old Dollar Tree witch hats, which are the ones that say boo, they either come in purple, it's like a purpley pink, hot pink, or silver. The silver is primarily what you need in order to make the Santa hat one. And I'll show you why, and you'll understand once we finish. But I'm going to show you how we're going to break this apart, how we're going to put it all together. It's going to look similar to the one that's on the door behind me, but the one on the door behind me is using ribbon across the top part. I don't know what you call it. It's not the brim, the meaty part of the hat. And then we're going to add Deco mesh. We'll embellish it a little bit, and we'll try to get it to look as close to Santa's hat as possible. So, with that being said, you're going to have to prep this. Now, if you were doing a darker color, like if you were to do like a dark purple or black or a dark brown, you could go ahead and leave the black tinsel on the back because that would help. You'll see once we pull the tinsel off, it's very transparent. So if you're going for a darker, you don't necessarily have to take the tinsel off. However, we're doing red, so we're going to be removing all the tinsel. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to lift off the boo. And it doesn't matter if you snag the some of the tinsel on the way out. We're deconstructing this frame. So as you can see, it's kind of glued on. I'm not going to worry about that. But when it comes to removing the buckle part, that's the one that you're going to have to be really careful with because you want to try to get a clean buckle off of the design. Now, if you like this wreath and you want to replicate this, if you have this at home and you just don't have all the materials ready, click the share button on the bottom. It will share this to your page, and then that way you'll have it when you get everything together. Okay, so I'm going to just start by, when you pull up the tinsel, you can kind of get a feel for the fact that it's wrapped around. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this off. The only thing that's holding it on are these little knobs on the end. It's an entirely plastic frame. So once we get this all the way off to the top, we'll cut that off. The rest of that will go in the trash. We're trying to get the last little bit off. There we go. And then the same for the bottom. It just goes around these little knobs. So it's just one layer of tinsel woven around the knobs. Because it's made out of a thin plastic, you have to be careful not to damage it, the plastic part of the frame. I'm going to take my silver off, same way. We're going around the knob. And then, I never know how they get that on there. Usually they just wrap it, but sometimes I have found that they have glued it.
Thank you, Anna, for the 200 star donation.
Thank you so much. So People have asked, what are we using the stars for the month of September? It's to donate books to kids in school. Remember the book fair? The little newsprint, little advertisements you used to bring home when you were a kid, when they had the book fair? We are raising money to help teachers supply those to their entire classroom, because there's always kids who can't afford it, and we don't want kids to feel less than because a book prohibits them from joining in with everybody else. So now we've agreed that we're just funding classrooms by students, and I think they get 6 to 8 books a year. So no child has to worry about raising the money for that. So all the star icons at the bottom, if you click on that, each star is equivalent to 1 cent. So if you'd like to help in the fundraiser, that's where all the money is going to for the STARS program.
Bunny, so you threw the bucket away.
Did I really? Yes, I did.
Thank you, Bunny.
Thank you guys, I swear.
Awesome,
if it wasn't,
awesome catch.
Yeah. And then you want to try really hard to try to remove the glue, because if you can remove the glue, a lot of times it'll take the tinsel that is glued down with it.
Diane said, could you use the wire witch frame? That's tough.
No, because there's nothing to hold that on. And I know what you're talking about. However, I have to look and see if I did it as a public live. We did do the metal ones, I want to say a couple of years ago, but we did them with fabric so that you can change them out for the holidays. I'll look for that tutorial and see if we have it. If so, I'll reshare it to the public group, trying to get all the tinsel off, so you guys can have that. So this is what you're left to work with. There is a little hanger on the back. I usually choose to cut this off because it's not going to be accessible to us once we wrap the top in our mesh. And now we're ready to go ahead and start. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to get our pipe cleaners fastened to the bottom, because, no, we'll do the mesh first. Okay, so we have our buckle. You can pick whichever color deco mesh you want. You can go with a solid red. We're going with, it's kind of more along the lines of a deeper, darker burgundy with the whiter foil. So this is what we're using today. You will need 1 roll. You won't use the whole roll. There's that.
Thank you, Rebecca. Rebecca also sent 200 stars.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Joan sent 99 stars. Thank you, gal.
Thank you so much. Okay. So we need zip ties. Let me see if I can find my baby zip ties, because those work the best. I am looking. Sometimes, alright. We can use those ones. We'll use these ones in a pinch. This tinsel's everywhere. No, I have the same ones.
Okay.
Yeah, usually I like using the baby ones. These are 6-inch, but these will work. So we'll need 2. 1 for the top, 1 for the bottom. And what you're going to do, start with your mesh, and you are going to gather the top.
Thank you, Sue. Sue sent 100 stars.
Thank you so much. You guys, that's awesome.
Joan, this is the smaller witch hat.
Yeah, so the size, I think if we measure from the knobs on the bottom, the little plastic parts, to the top, it's 16 inches tall by 11.5 inches wide at the widest part. So if you notice, starts to come a cross member here. This is where we're going to attach the start of our deco mesh. So we're actually going to go through the middle, right here.
Thank you, Sharon. She sent 50 stars.
Thank you, Sharon.
Joan said I was one of those kids some years.
So was I.
Yeah.
And you know what? Books were the thing for me. They got me through all my summers, and this was before video games and 24/7 TV was a thing. So now we are going to just take our zip tie, and all I'm doing is going around that top, very top plastic tie, just like that. And this is going to get covered up on the front side. Trying to see, this one doesn't want to stay because I can pull it back out. Defective zip ties. It should not pull out.
Peggy, no, they're not smaller this year. They're the same size, but if you have a box from last year, that's great because Dollar Tree that we know of they didn't sell them this year, right?
I have not seen them in ours. So if you see them in your dollar stores, pick them up. Okay.
Maybe Jean can let us know.
Okay, that's defective.
And thank you. She sent 100 stars.
Thank you. You guys are going to make kids so happy. And I'll share with you the photos we get from the kids. They usually wait until they order them and then they do a class picture with the books. So it's just nice. Okay, so we've done that through the top, zip tied it to the back. And then what that does is it causes the edges to fold in, which is exactly what you want. So you kind of want it 2 inches wide as you start to wrap. And we're going to wrap the very top. So we're going to take all of this and go around the top. Trying to get it around the top. Let's get those to go the way I want it to. Okay, all the way around the top. And then this is where those knobs start to have a benefit because they hold the mesh in place as you wrap it. And what you want is a good solid, but not too tight, because if you're trying to really wrap it tight, it's made out of plastic, so it's just going to snap. So just try to keep it even as you wrap it all the way down. And I like using the mesh because it creates a really nice, thick border. And my whole goal is always to make sure that the edges, this is the one time you want the edges to stay under. You don't want the hard plastic edges to stick up. You want everything nice and smooth. So I'm trying to just make sure that there's always plenty of slack as I go all the way around. And I'm kind of overlapping it just a little bit.
Wow, Gal, thank you so much. Jenny sent 50 stars. Jania sent 500 stars.
You guys are so awesome.
Sent 200 stars.
Thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you, Peggy. Peggy put the SKU number for the witch hat on there.
Nice. Thank you,
15.5
Peggy.
by 11.5 Dollar Tree witch hat SKU. Thank you, Peggy.
Appreciate you.
Vicky, yes, that is 10-inch mesh.
Yeah.
It's like a darker red.
It's leaning more towards the burgundy tones. So if you have to stop and readjust, do so, because it helps. See, I'm always stopping to make sure that my edges are staying under and that I have a really smooth finish on the front.
Elaine sent 200 stars. I don't know if I said that. Thank you, Elaine.
Yes, thank you, Elaine. So wrapping. Believe it or not, wrapping the top is the hardest part of this whole design. So I'm just trying to look for a smooth, because I don't want to see it folded. I want to see it smooth on the front. It never fails. It always looks smooth on the back.
Oh,
folded.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen. Karen said Dollar Tree does have them listed on their website to order by the case only. Ooh. By UPS delivery, no store pickup option.
So, can someone tell me, I think it's $24 to a case. Can someone confirm that for me on the Dollar Tree website? you guys will want to make sure you have these because you can use these in so many different ways. You can turn this into a fall hat. You can turn it sideways and turn it into a cornucopia.
Peggy, thank you, Peggy. 4 cent 100 stars.
Thank you, Peggy. Okay, we're almost nearing the bottom. This is where you kind of have to do a little bit of a shift because you have to get in between the brim, how it flips up. You have to get in between this part here and make sure that you're wrapping it around the base of your hat.
Sharon, awesome. She said yes, it is 24.
Okay, perfect.
So if you girls can,
if you want to,
yes. I'd order it.
Yeah. I would order it. Kat will be ordering some.
Keep checking in. Elizabeth said I looked, it showed back ordered.
Okay. So here's the last one. So down on the bottom, you have the same thing. You have those plastic rim. So we are going to take and zip tie the back edge.
And Bonnie confirmed it is 24. I ordered some today.
Nice. Okay, cool. So we're trimming, and then we're going to cut this tail off. And this is going to stay on the back now, just like that. So we didn't really use much. I would say maybe half a roll. And what you get is a nice, thick, very consistent, nice wrap. A lot of times you see a lot of gaps happening in here. It's because people don't do a smooth roll on their hat. But it's all nice and pretty with all that mesh. Now, what we're going to be doing, I keep just twisting this back. We are going to add our pipe cleaners now to the bottom. And I prefer to use the long because if you notice the little glitter balls on this one, it's based on the fact that I have very long pipe cleaners used. There are 13 pipe cleaners used on the brim. So to count, there are 1 on each of the tip, and I'm just going right between that center and twisting these right to the end.
Lily said the confusing part to me is where to put the pipe cleaners.
Yeah, so if you think about it this way, okay, start with the 2 on the end, put 1 right in the middle, and what you want to do is go,
middle on the top.
There's a top, a middle, and a bottom. So when you're wiring together the top, meaning closest to, I guess it's the meaty part of the hat, you're gonna go around this. Every single place that there is a vertical crossbar here. So I'm putting 1 right smack in the middle. Okay, just like this. And see how there's these vertical pieces? These are determining where we're going to place this. So we're going to have 1, here's 1, 2, 3, right? 4, 5, right here. Okay, so I'm going under the bottom one that you can't see because that's where the brim of the hat is. I just kind of feed it up. You have to baby it because it's plastic. And don't overly tighten it. So here's this one. Okay. Can you grab me a couple more of the white?
Sure. And you can see I'm getting a better overhead.
Thank you. So I'm just going under here. Okay. And then going up and around here. This way it's going to keep my deco mesh tight to the top. Now, when we do them on the bottom, they're going to go in between. So right now, I think we're supposed to have 7 on top and 6 on the bottom. Or is it 7 on bottom? Figure it out. Figure it out. Okay, so right now there's 5. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to go same way. I'm going here to the bottom. Okay, so there's 1, I'm going to take this one here. It's going up right here. Okay. Now we're going to go in between. So we have one here. We're going to go right in the middle. I find that if you put them right in the middle, it kind of helps fill in the section. I'm going to go right in the middle here. So see, I'm just doing the bottom and the middle. And I'm going in between where I have my pipe cleaners on the top. So here's another one.
Barbara, no, those are standard 12-inch pipe cleaners.
Why do they look really long?
She says, yeah, those pipe cleaners 20 inches.
Yeah, no, they're 12. And then we're going to go back over here, right here in the corner. Okay, let me just count how many I have on here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's put some up here. Let's go on the corner on the top. Right here, not too tight. And then same thing, corner, right here next to our brim. And that should give us just enough. Now I know it looks super crazy because you have really long pipe cleaners, but just hang with me until we finish, okay? Take my fuzz out of here. We're using Snowball mesh. These are cut to 10-inch pieces, and we're ruffling these. So it just means finished edges. It's gonna kind of vary depending upon the look you like. So I'm gonna start here on the outside, and I'm just gonna work my way around, kind of like how I do the regular wreath. Whatever pipe cleaner comes next is whatever's going to get a piece of Deco mesh. So there's that one. We've got the one just below, so we'll tackle that one. We have the one on top.
Linda also asks the same thing. Can you use the metal witch hat frames?
It doesn't have the same standard layout. It just has, it's just an outline of a witch frame. There's nothing in the center that would allow you to support that. There's nothing that you can't really wrap anything around it because there's nothing to hold it in place. Like we had the little knobs that held it. It would just continually slide all the way down. So I'm going to my next piece.
Thank you, Brenda. She said, "Sprinkled with love from Alberta, Canada."
Thank you, Brenda.
This is the public group, so please feel free to like and share.
Yeah, and if you want to get notified when we go live, which is basically every Friday at 5 Pacific, that's here in Southern California, that would be 7 Central and 8 Eastern Time. That's on Friday. And then on Sundays, we're 6 p.m. Central, which is 8 p.m. No, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Sundays.
Kathy asked, is the white mesh cut to 10 inches?
Yes, these are all cut to 10-inch pieces. So I just keep my pipe cleaners kind of up. That way I know when it comes time to put my styrofoam balls on, it just makes them easier to find. So I'm just taking the very next pipe cleaner I come to, and we're filling.
Yeah, Dan, Kathy just answered. Yeah, all the mesh is cut to 10 inches for the white.
Everything's cut to 10. Pulling these out. So here's my next piece.
Michelle, you might have gone on a little bit late. A lot of the gals said you can still order them by the case at Dollar Tree. They come in 24 for a case. A couple gals said they were back ordered, but others said they were able to order them today.
So just check.
Yeah, so just check
Where you're ordering from. Okay. So this should give us a very thick, full furry brim, I guess, is what we're looking for. Okay, I'm going to kind of take these and lay them out of the way so I know what's coming next. Okay, we're going up. And it depends on your look. You can take the edges if you want more of, you know, a ruffled edge. You can make them go up and down. You can have them go side to side. It just varies what look in particular you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, that's awesome. She said, okay, I ordered the case of the hats.
Nice.
Shipped to my home. We'll be here on the 27th.
That's great.
And she paid roughly $11 for shipping.
Yeah, because I think I paid, it depends on where they're shipping from. I think I paid anywhere from $7 to $14. And once you have a case, it's for the whole year. So you can make them, like I said, the Christmas ones is where you're really going to probably use most of them. If not, for Halloween to make the witch hat ones. And that's where you can do the same design, beef it up a little bit and make it a little bit more worthy of not just a Dollar Tree standard.
A lot more detail, a lot more depth.
Yeah. 2 more pieces to go.
Hat Wreaths asked, can you wood burn the snowball mesh? Actually,
you kind of can. It gets a little frustrating. It just takes a really long time. So I just find that if I rotary cut it with a nice clean blade, it just goes quicker. Yeah. Sometimes you have to kind of veer around the larger parts where the snowball is kind of collected, because technically it shouldn't burn through that.
Janet, what did she ask? What is the red around the top? It's actually Deco mesh.
Yeah, it's just red Deco mesh wrapped around the top. So this will go into replay status as soon as we finish, which will show you how quickly you can basically take and design this. So then you just decide how you want it laid. You know, do you want more of the finished edge on top? Do you want some of your pieces going side by side? You kind of play with it and decide what looks best to you. And then what I'm doing is when I do my styrofoam balls, I try to get them to where they don't extend past the point of the mesh. Like, I don't want them under the mesh. I want them just at the edge. So you
ask, how much will you sell this hat for?
These sell for $57 by the time we're all done. So here's the little scatters and fillers. So keep in mind, Dollar Tree, while you're ordering your witch hats, you might want to pick up your vase fillers. That's what they're called. Some places call them scatters and fillers. At Hobby Lobby, they're called bowl and vase fillers. And you can get them in a wide variety of different colors. These are the ones from Dollar Tree last year. This SKU number is 297320. I don't know. I think when Dollar Tree has scatters and fillers, you're going to get like 1 bag. You might get like 4 bags of silver and gold, 4 bags of red and white, 4 bags of red and green. They kind of mix it up. So when you look up those SKU numbers, you know, just verify. When you're ordering one, you're not just ordering like red and green. You don't have that choice. So these just slide on the ends.
It just comes as assorted colors.
Yeah. I did the same when I ordered all my Dollar Tree flowers. When I just wanted the orange and yellow chrysanthemums, you don't get a choice. So see, this is where you're determining the length of your scatters and fillers. Here is, this is the way Hobby Lobby sold their Valentine's Day ones. So when these go on sale at 80% off, you pick them up because these go with your Christmas colors. So we're just going to add these on the ends.
Thanks. Laura sent 100 stars and she said, "We love seeing you," from Laura and Kira.
Aw, thanks,
Laura,
guys. We appreciate you.
I meant to see if he's in the background.
So as you can tell, we're just adding the little styrofoam balls and people go, well, won't those come off? When I go offline, because nobody wants to watch you do this, what would this be, 26 times? Mm-hmm. You pull these off. You hold the part where you have it pulled off. It creates a little hole. You put a little dab of glue on it. And then you slide them back on. And then those all get re-glued all the way through. Right now I'm just kind of playing with the colors to see, you know, which color do you want to see lay where. And the great thing is, because they're on pipe cleaners, you can pull them in any direction you want.
Hi, Leaks. Hey, gals joining.
So we're doing this one.
Hope you've all had a good Sunday and weekend so far.
It's been a long, we've enjoyed the weekend here. It's been kind of cold, which has been a nice change for us.
It wasn't fun reflooring the shed.
No, it was not fun reflooring the shed. So if you've not seen photos of that, we had a ground squirrel problem. After 9 years of living here, our ground squirrels decided that our shed would make the perfect home for them. So they burrowed up under and dug holes into our shed, and we had a dirt floor inside there by the time we went out there to kind of look for fall stuff. So yeah, they've had a happy little time. So I'm just randomly placing these. So you have your traditional Christmas colors in here. This is a great activity to get your kids involved with, because this is something super simple they can do. You know, just find the pipe cleaner and then just push the balls on the end.
For the gals that just asked about it, yeah, this is the Dollar Tree plastic witch hat frame that comes in either black with the silver or the purple. The SKU number is 240514.
Wow, you already have it.
Well, Peggy had it on there, so I just copied it.
Thank you. Okay, here's this one. So we're just going through and filling this. Just random colors.
So actually I pinned Peggy's comment for a little while.
Okay. So as you can see, I'm just kind of, where these come up to the top, I'm just snipping them off.
Thank you, Anna. She put it on there too.
Thanks, Anna.
You gals are awesome.
I'll make this one a little bit shorter. Go up. Take this one up a little higher. Make this one green.
Yeah, Valerie, no worries. You can always watch the replay. The top is just 10-inch, like a dark red Deco mesh that she kind of bunched together and wrapped it.
There's that. Okay, we're going out to the side. Put a green one here. Add a red one over here. I keep grabbing these red that are glued together. And we'll finish with these final three. So let me get this one. We'll add white. And then green and red. That way it just kind of makes it a little bit festive. Now people said, can you use 5-inch mesh for the bottom? Absolutely. You might need to beef up your bundles. It won't be as thick. It'll be a little bit closer to the bottom, but you can use 5-inch mesh. I'd probably cut it to probably 15-inch pieces and then add those. And then, because it's a little smaller, a little thinner, a little bit more condensed. Okay, there's all the balls. Now, we need to do the belt. So let's do the belt. This is what we were saving the buckle for. So you need to find 1.5 inch glittery black ribbon, kind of like coal black. This is from Craft Outlet. And then what you're going to do is you're going to measure this out around the brim. And I'm just going to take some of my Brim pieces for now and push them aside. I want just enough to go all the way around in a very snug fit with a little bit of an overlap. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue to the back of our belt. I'm just going to lay a line of hot glue there. We're going to take this and you're just going to let this adhere. Just like this. So this is all I'm doing is I'm gluing the ribbon to the brim. I'm going to bring this around and we're going to have a slight overlap. I find if you do it at a diagonal, it looks nicer instead of straight up and down. We just want to make sure that there's plenty. Okay, so we have our nice belt, right? Now we need the buckle part, which is the piece you have saved. You are going to be gluing that right over the top of your ribbon. That makes the Santa buckle. So see, we're repurposing. And we're just going to glue the back. We're going to fit this right over the top. So now you have your belt buckle, just like so.
Got it.
Okay, now one final piece, right? We need the tinsel on the end. Actually, we have two little steps. So Hobby Lobby sells these. They're about 2-inch tinsel balls. So they just have the iridescent tinsel on them. Kids use them for indoor snowball fights. You will take your thumb or fingers and you're just going to work a hole down into the bottom here. It's easier to do with your thumbs. You're just going to make a slight little indent all the way to the center, like this. As far down as you can possibly go.
So Nina, while you're doing that, if you go back and watch the replay, Nina, actually the bow or the buckle actually comes with the Dollar Tree witch hat. So she just repurposed it.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my hole. We're going to fill that hole with glue, hot glue. Not all the way up, but about halfway through. And then we're going to take and we're going to attach and hold this to the end of your Santa hat. So this is how you get the furry ball on the end. Kind of simple, right? You can make these a wide variety of different ways.
WS, could you use jelly ribbon? The black jelly ribbon? The glitter looks better.
I like the glitter better. Just because when you look at the belt buckle, they've kind of done it in a prism kind of look, so it's kind of iridescent. I just found that the black glitter ribbon works the best. I've tried just plain black satin. I didn't really care for that too much. So there's the ball on the end. So we have our Santa hat and ball.
Oh, Kathy, thank you so much. Kathy Fox sent 530 stars.
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate
that really
that.
helps the kids with the books.
It really does. I can't wait to share with you guys the photos. I did that last year and I so loved it because, like I said, as a kid growing up before TV, that's all I had was books. Books were amazing. Okay.
Ravine asked, what are those balls called? Those are just snow...
They are just basically the easiest way to...
Glitter snowballs.
Yeah, they're styrofoam glittered balls. Now, every company, every retail store calls them something different. Some places call them vase fillers. Some places call them scatters and fillers. Dollar Tree calls them vase fillers.
I think she's also asking about the ball.
The tinsel ball?
The tinsel ball, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a tinsel snowball. And I'm trying to think.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby, yeah. So Hobby Lobby for the little red, green, and white snowballs. Dollar Tree for the witch hat. You can pick whatever color you want to do for the base of your hat. this part. And then the last thing we have to do, see, here's the back, it's all nice and clean, is we have to add our hanger. So you could do one of two things. You can use a pipe cleaner, or you can use what I would probably call a 22 gauge wire. I'm going to try with the pipe cleaner, and it depends. So remember, Dollar Tree put theirs way up here on the top. Well, the problem is if you did it way up here on the top, if it hung, you're going to probably see the hanger where Dollar Tree had theirs already done. I like to put mine a little bit towards the middle. That way when it goes on the door, it's hidden behind the brim part of the hat. So if we flip it over, it's going to be somewhere in here so that it hides the hanger. And it needs to be big enough because not everybody does screw holes. Some people do the metal wreath hangers with the large loop, which is probably 1.5 to 2 inches wide. So we need to have a fairly beefy hanger on the back. So I'm going to just take this and I'm going to go through my mesh in a couple different places. So much easier when you do it with the wire. But this is coming out okay. So now I'm going to twist. We're going to kind of create a little old-fashioned hanger for it. I like covered pipe cleaners just because you don't hear them bang, you know, no metal scraping. It's silent. It's the strong silent type of a hanger. And
these witch hats turned into these Christmas hats. They've been around for years.
Yeah, we've been doing this for, wow, we did it 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, now 2021. This is our 5th year of making them.
The one on the door, actually, Kat did just before this video. So these will be available on her
They're
website.
already on there.
Yep.
That's on there, and this is already on there. So, hanger attached to the back, so it's hidden. So when it goes on the door, we don't see the hanger, and it disrupts that whole facade of the Santa hat.
Valerie asked, so how do you cover the back on the bottom that shows the wire?
What do you mean?
You don't really have to.
This?
Yeah.
I never have covered it. Just like the back of this one, it's just open.
If you wanted to, you could cut out a piece of felt.
You could probably put a piece of ribbon there, but
there's no need to.
There's no need. I mean, we try to make sure that the design looks clean enough that there's no need to put anything on the back. I'm not somebody who puts things on the back. I don't put things on the back of my wreaths. So I don't put them on the back of this either. So now we're going to take this. This is what it looks like on our door. Just like so. All set for Christmas. So what makes these things nice is they're lightweight. So they're perfect for assisted living doors, apartment doors, hospice doors, hospital doors. Great for office cubicles. I'm trying to think of smaller spaces. You can just add it to your existing home's decor. Interior doors, because they're a little bit smaller. This is an exterior door, so it's 36 inches wide. Interior doors are probably, they go, I think they're in here, I think. Interior
30
doors.
inches, yeah.
Yeah, they're not quite as wide. And then you can just get nitpicky on
So the gals in the private group, you'll get all the SKU numbers for the entire hat, the list and everything.
okay.
A lot of the gals gave you the SKU number, and Kat gave you the SKU number for the witch hat.
And the scatters and fillers.
Yeah.
So those are already in the video. But if you'd like a list of all the materials, come join the private group. Just go to KatsCreationsNMore.com. We meet every Sunday and Monday. We're doing design classes all the way through mid-December. Just design classes. And then come January, we go back to one business class, one design class. Yes.
Valerie asked, did you buy the silver buckle or make it?
No, the silver buckle comes. If you go, Steve,
Yeah.
craft room, bottom, you know where the tubs are, where the miniature tubs are?
Yeah.
Go at the very bottom.
Got it.
There's a handful of them stacked.
It's a purple one, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a purple one. So look. Oh, look. You can get them in one of two colors. So these are the colors that come in the box. You don't get a choice of how many you are. But we incorporated the purple, or the silver buckle. So if you get the purple one, you can't do anything. Use those for Halloween, fall, everything else. But look, if you tilt them on the side, I guess like this, they could be cornucopia.
Right.
You know, you can make little winter hats. You can do elf hats.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, you could technically do the elf hat, right? The green with the yellow brim. Just incorporate a different design, colors on what you decide to do and how you lay it all out. You know, you can even put the little feather or something. I think he has a red feather in his hat. Yeah. So it's entirely up to you. Just be creative. Don't let limits decide what you can and can't do.
Valerie, the other red and white is a Christmas angel that Kat does specifically for the private group. She's had that design for a long time. She specializes in that design. It's only available in the private group.
Or you can buy the tutorial.
Or you can buy the tutorial.
Yeah, the tutorial is available, and that comes with the link that you have access to until YouTube falls off the internet, and a materials list, which you can adapt to any single holiday. So that's what we taught today in our private group, was how to make the traditional Christmas angel for 2021, because I changed the designs every Christmas and try to come up with limited edition designs. So the peppermint candy cane one is one of the limited edition ones for 2021. So,
yes, if you go to the link that I provided in the pinned comment for her private group, the angels are for sale, the hats are for sale, all different Christmas and
you'll see when you get there. We've
Yeah.
laid it out really easy. We've been trying to go mobile friendly easy, so hopefully we've achieved that. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I don't know what I'm doing next week, but next week's the last week of September, and then we are officially into October the following week after that, which is kind of scary. So we're gonna be finishing up a couple fall designs because I'm brisk about cleaning my shop for fall. So we need to backfill. So that's what Kat's gonna be doing all week long, is making fall wreaths for that. And then it's full steam ahead the following week. Christmas, winter, you name it. Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining me. Have a great week, and hope to see you guys soon. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.